Hi everyone, I am Shubha, your bio teacher. Welcome to my bio class. Today, as you know, we are starting the chapter of class 12th bio, sexual reproduction in flowering plants. Right? This is the chapter 2 of NCERT book. In chapter 1, as you know, there is a general chapter of basic events are explained. Whatever those events are given in that chapter 1, we have to study in that also. So that's why we are not taking that. We will starting from chapter 2. Now, first of all, I'll tell you, I would like to say that one thing is there. You must carry with you NCERT book, class 12th bio, and rough notebook with pen and pencil. As you know, sometimes important points are there, CBSE board. In CBSE board, the question paper is framed in that way. Any very small sentence, the questions can be framed. So please take care whenever I will say the mark in that line in NCERT book, and that you have to mark with this. So now it is very important, and sometimes you feel that कि कुछ important points are that is not given in your book. You can note down in your notebook or with a pencil in your book also you can do that. So please take care, and then you will be just to concentrate. As you know, the bio is a very simple. No? The bio is just like we can compare with a very shy girl. Don't compare with the physics and chemistry. As you know, physics and chemistry are the tough. It is very hard to cope up with that. But in bio, when you will just concentrate in your studies, properly you take your time and thoroughly you will study about that. One time or two times readings are enough. So then you will just, definitely you love this bio. Everyone will love if you concentrate. Okay, so please take care of that. So we will start this chapter. First of all, this chapter having main points, whatever we have to study in this chapter. First we have to study about, first we have to see the flower, right? We have to study about flower structure. Second, then we have to study about the male reproductive organ, right? Organs and male gametogenesis. Right? Second point you have to study in this chapter. Third, in NCERT it is given. Just according to NCERT, I am taking everything. So now the third is we have to study about female reproductive organs and female gametogenesis. Right. Now then fourth we have to study about pollination. Whatever given in that events are given in chapter 1. Then that is pollination. Right. Now the next topic we have to study in this, that is fertilization. Right, fertilization. And the last we have to see seed and fruit. We have to study about seeds and fruits. Right. These topics are basic topics are given in this chapter in sexual reproduction. As you know, what is sexual reproduction? There is a fusion of male and female gametes, or fusion of two types of different gametes, as is this one. So whenever the sexual reproduction, when we are saying, so there is a male gamete and female gamete must be there, and those gametes are producing by some organs. So then those organs are the male reproductive organs, and here those are responsible for the female gamete formation, that is called female gametogenesis. Another name was given, I will take that whatever. Now then we will talk about this first of all in the flower, right? Ornamental flower, very decorative flower. Everyone like different type of flowers, or different colors, are colorful you can say. Now all these are angiosperm plants. The flowers are, flowering plants are also known as angiosperm plants. So now these are all are flowering plants. So now then flowers are nothing, that is modified. Flower is modified stem. This flower is modified stem. Right, and that stem, that branch, or that axis through which flowers are arising, now that is called floral axis. Floral axis. The basic platform on which all those parts are arising, floral parts are arising, that is called thalamus. Thalamus, or another name is there, receptacles. Right, these are the different names are given. So then we will draw the simple diagram. In class 7th also you have seen what is there. When we will see this one, that is floral axis, right? Now then, that basic is there, that is a thalamus, right? Means that is a receptacle from which flowers are. And then here we have got a different color, we will make that. Here we'll use that is sepals. They are green, these are green color. Sepals are in green color, right? And now I'm only taking two, a number of are there. Now then just after that we have petals, sepals and then petals. Here again we are making only two, right? These are the petals, right? Two are there. At different numbers, sometimes 4, sometimes 3, sometimes 2. These are different in different flowers. So now then here, this is, what is it? This is called floral axis, right? This is called, this one, this is called thalamus or receptacles. Now then, this green color is called sepals, right? Now these are sepals, all these two are sepals. Now then the group of these sepals, right, that is also called calyx. Group of sepals called calyx. Class 11th, remember that? Calyx. Now then that is petals, right? Again then petals are group of petals are known as corolla. Again class 11th, no flower diagram, we are doing the floral diagram, floral formula. Now then that is, these are the floral organs, the floral parts which we are studying here. Floral parts, what are there? First one, thalamus, then sepals, petals, right? Now then in between what are there? Now then male reproductive organs or male gamete. We have to study a male reproductive organ and female. In what are there? These are, we will draw this one, that is bulging part, then cylinder like, then this one, right? This is female reproductive part or female reproductive organ which is called carpel or pistil. When number of carpels are there, number of pistils are there, that is called gynoecium. Right? These are carpels. Now then male reproductive parts are there. In that these are reproductive parts of male reproductive parts. So now then that is called, this is called stamen, right? So here we have, what we have drawn here, we have drawn here two male and female reproductive parts are in one. दोनों एक ही में है, दोनों एक ही means male carpel is also there, stamen is also there in the same flower. In one body, we can say in one body, both male and female parts are there. That time it is called bisexual flower. What is it called? Bisexual, means what we have drawn here, bisexual flower. This flower is bisexual because male and female both are here. And both are there, that means they both will produce male gamete and female gamete here. That flower is capable to produce male gamete and female gamete as well. So now it means that is a bisexual, that is called bisexual flower. Another name of this bisexual flower, it is also called what? That is called monoecious also. The name of that, monoecious. Mono means single, in single body both sexes are present, like bisexual or monoecious. When only maybe only female reproductive part is there, means only that is only this one, carpel is present. Suppose that will be, we are rubbing this one, right? This one is not there. It means what will be there? It means only female. It means you can say female flower is there. It is also called female flower. That time that is called unisexual flower. maybe only male reproductive organs there or maybe female. Means stamen, whether it will be only stamen or only carpel. So it means that is called unisexual flower. Unisexual flower is another name of unisexual. Uni means say single, one. Unisexual, only one sex is present, as I have drawn this one. Unisexual, only one sex is present, and that is also called dioecious. This is called dioecious. Why it is called dioecious? Means here the dioecious, this dioecious, two bodies are there. Di means two. In two bodies, two sexes are present. Means that is a female flower. When only male part is there, the male flower, it is also called male flower. Male flower is also called staminate. It is called staminate flower. And female flower is also called pistillate. Right? Means these are dioecious. It is also called dioecious. Why? Means दो body है, in both bodies one sex is present. One sex, that's why we are calling it unisexual. Now then, two sexes are there. When two sexes are present in one body, the one body, two sexes are there, right? So don't get confused here. Monoecious for bisexual flower and dioecious for unisexual flower. Don't get confused in that. Right? It's very simple. Di means two. Two means two sexes are there, and both are present in one. So now that is called dioecious. Okay. So now this is about the flower. In that second part is there, we have to study a male reproductive organ or male gametogenesis. Right? What is there? We will see now. First of all, male reproductive organ. Now male reproductive organ. We will rub it. This one flower we have done. Are you getting better? Right? I am taking very simply. I want to explain in very simple way that flower is there. Two types of flower: staminate flower, pistillate flower. Only when one body is present, that is called male. Only male organs are there. That is called staminate. When female organ is there, that is called pistillate. And that is also according to this sexes are there. We are calling it unisexual and bisexual, or dioecious and monoecious. Now we will see the parts of the floral axis. These are floral axis, that is a modified shoot. Flower is a modified shoot. In that is not only ornamental purpose. When the flower is present, it means it is the indication of the sexual reproduction. If flowers are there, because they are carrying male and female reproductive parts, whether both parts or only one part. So now then we will see first of all male reproductive parts. Now the male reproductive part is called, what is it called? That is stamen, right? This is called stamen, male reproductive part. It is having two parts. One is called anther and second one is called filament. Right? This filament attached with the thalamus. Right? That is thalamus, the platform, base from which all floral organs are arising. So now filament attached with the thalamus, and then it will be like this. This is filament and this is, right, this is called anther. This is filament, right, and this is called anther. Now see what is, sometimes this filament is attached with this, normally generally that will be attached with the thalamus, but sometimes it will, this stamen or this filament attached with the petals. Right? That time it is called epipetalous. Class 11, these terms we already done. Now when the filament of the stamen attached with the petal, then it is called epipetalous, right? So now then generally it will be attached with thalamus. This is the general structure of stamen or male reproductive organ. Now when we talk about this male, that is a filament, that is a supporting attachment of with the thalamus. Now main part is this anther. You can see here that the two lobes are there. We will make different color here, right? अलग-अलग से बनाते हैं इसे. Now this one, suppose this one is also, right? One is blue and other one is green, right? So then two lobes are there, right? Two lobes are there, so that is called bilobed structure, right? Two lobes are there, that's what is called bilobed structure. Now then, when we will see here, just that number of times you can see that one, that is in China rose plant, Gudal. Now you know hibiscus also it is called. Now in that we can see easily that because the anthers are very means large, you can say, we can see with the naked eyes also. So now then that will be in that way we will. And just we want to see the internal structure what is there. So when we cut like this, right? We will cut this transverse section of this one in that way, and suppose these are, you can say that one, these are, right? These two lobes are there, and we cut with these lobes are there. So when we just peeping in that, what is there, what type of it is looking. So now we can see here how it will be. That we can see that when we will just peeping in that, in TS of this one, like this. Two lobes are there, one lobe, second lobe. But again the both lobes are divided into four. Means this lobe is also having the one lobe, 2, 3, 4. Four chambers are there in that. Two lobes are there, bilobed. Now then that covering is this is called theca. It is called theca. So how many theca are there? 4 theca are there. Right? Dithecus, generally it is a dithecus, because the two lobes are covering with the theca. But when we just cut this one section, in that we have seen the 4 chambers are there. Now that 4 chambers, these are called theca. So you can say 4 theca are there. In internally we can see the 4 theca, and inside, outside you can see only 2. But back side is also that will be, you can see the 4. Right? So now then that is bilobed, dithecus also you can say. But internally we can see that 4 chambers are there. Right? These are the main, these chambers are just like your class 10th you see spinal cord structure, or class 11th also is there. It's just like a spinal cord structure there. So now then these are the grooves like structure here formed. That is also line of descent. Line of descent, because it will rupture and then pollen grains will come out. Here the main is there. What will be there? The synthesis of pollen grains. Right? What will be there? Or pollen grain. Means here we can see that first of all, that what is the smallest pollen grain. Pollen grain will, after that, first of all it will produce microspore. What does it produce? Microspore. And that's what is also called the microspore. Produced by these 4 chambers. Right? That's 1 chamber, 2 chamber, 3 chamber, 4 chamber. Right? That in that microspore will produce like this. Here microspores are produced. Right? Now then, here what will happen? In that 4 chambers, microspore, that's what is also called microsporogenesis. What can we say here? In male gametogenesis, we can say microsporogenesis. Microsporogenesis. The microspore, small, that size is very small, and they are motile. And then that is the microsporogenesis. Motile means they are not itself motile. They can move through the factors. Some agents are there. They move from one place to another place. It cannot move itself. Now then, the structure of this one, as you know that these are main, and these tissues are there. The tissues are called here. That is tissues are called sporogenous tissue. In different pen we can use here. Then that is called sporogenous tissue. In all chambers, sporogenous tissues are there, sporogenous cells are there. Now that will be attached with that here some connective tissue. This is connective tissue. Right? Now here this one, first we will talk, because all chambers are there. These are also called microsporangium. These are also called microsporangium. Right? Or number 4, when we talk about 4, then microsporangia. 1 is called microsporangium, 4 these are called microsporangia. Now here they will produce microspore, that's why it is called microsporangia or microsporangium. Now then here, first of all we will talk about this. All these are, because as you know that they are responsible for the male gamete formation. That is very, very precious. It means that will be highly protected. इसको बहुत अच्छी सिक्योरिटी मिलनी चाहिए, जेट्स टाइप सिक्योरिटी वी आर गिविंग दैट, एंड द प्लांट्स ऑटोमेटिकली दे आर गिविंग. हाउ they are, that these sporogenous tissue will be protected by 4 layers, right? Now those layers are outer layer. First of all, outer layer, that outer layer is called this one. In all there, in all chambers are like this. This is called epidermis. This is called epidermis, right? Now then second layer of this here, that will be this one. This is called, we can rub this one, okay, then so that you will get the space, right? So now then second layer is, this is called endothecium. What is it called? Endothecium, right? First layer is epidermis, first protection by epidermal tissues, second protection by endothecium, third is their layers, 2-3 layers are there, and these layers are called, we can make like this here, right? We can rub this too. This is called middle layer. Or middle layers you can say. Now then innermost layer, just try to attach with this sporogenous tissue. Now that innermost layer, that this one is called tapetum. This is called tapetum. These are the 4 layers. 4 layers in that function, one by one. Endothecium, as you know, epidermal tissue, as our skin is there, it will also protective tissue, that will also be epidermis, a protective tissue. Endothecium, all three layers. This one, first one, this one 1, this one 1, this one 2, this one 3, or this one 4. 4 layers are there. So now that one, first one is there, that is protection. First is the protection. Second, endothecium, along with that protection, that will be also helping in the rupturing of that wall, so that pollen grain will come out, right? The rupturing of that wall, endothecium. Now the middle will also protection. Now this one, in a you have NCERT is saying that these tapetum cells are different from other cells, other epidermal cells, endothecium cells, or middle layer cells. That is different. These are, because there one question from board question is there, how the tapetum cells are differentiate from other cells. From other cells means other layer cells. So now then that is, first is a dense cytoplasm. Second, binucleated. Other cells are not like that, right? That is your first one. Differentiate the two differences there: dense cytoplasm and binucleated. The function of this, there is the two characters, two differences are there. Now function, the main function of tapetum, that is nutritious. They are providing nutrition. When the food is not there, how can this cell will produce gametes? They cannot able to divide. It means they nourishment everyone, because for growth you are eating food. Why? If food will not be given to you, then what? How can you grow? It is not possible. So now then that tapetum cells will providing food to these sporogenous tissue, so that these sporogenous tissues they can multiply and they can produce gametes, right? So now then here, these 4 layers clear? First of all, nth bilobed structure. When we cut the section of this TS of that, and then we will see that those are, these are attached with that. These will be like this. So now then slowly that all pollen grains will produce formed, and they will swollen in that, the tube like, and thus like this. So now then that will be when that full of when the more microspores are there, now that will be full, that will exert the pressure of this wall, endothelium will do this job and that rupture, and then all pollen grains will come out. So now how it will be? So then second is the male gamete microsporogenesis. That is the male reproductive organs, anther and filament. Now then the structure of anther is there. Then how that will protect it? All these microsporangia are protected by this. All these, not only this one, all these layers are here also, here also. I am showing only one. But you can see that all these are from this one. Right? So now then, after this, we will see how microsporogenesis will take place. Right? Now then, as you know, the sporogenous cell, we will just, you know that male gametes always in large in number. Right? Male gametes always large in number. So now then, large in number means more. What will happen there? All sporogenous tissue cells are there. Now those cells will go for meiotic division. As you know, meiotic division will be responsible for the gamete formation. Class 11th, we have done the meiosis, mitosis. So now then, in that sporogenous tissue, meiosis division will take place, and then they will produce microspore. Not male gamete. अभी ये male gamete नहीं बना. अभी क्या है? Microspore. Now it means here that these all cells, suppose here 100 cells are there, sporogenous tissue cells. So 100 will be here, 100 will be here, 100 will be here. Right? Means 100 questions will be from that, you know, questions like this. How many cells, if 100 cells are present here, how many microspores are produced? We will see here in what way. So let's suppose 100 sporogenous. So all those 100 cells will go for meiotic division. वो कोई भी पीछे नहीं रहेगा, सब कहेंगे हम. तो all they will do meiotic division because capital cells they are giving nutrition. They are giving nutrition and nourishment that is provided by these tapetum. So then they will go for meiotic division. As you know, meiotic division result, what will be there? After one meiotic division, then we have got 4 daughter cells. As in mitosis, we have got only 2. But in meiosis, we have got 4 daughter cells. If one cell will multiply through meiotic division, so then first one will be meiotic division 1. So then we have got 2 cells are there. And as you know, meiosis is there, it means chromosome number becomes half. If here, that is, you know, that entire diploid body is there, plant body diploid, so then all they are having the diploid chromosome, means we can say diploid means 2n. Now when after meiotic division 1 will be there, then the 2 daughter cells we have got and both will have got 1. Means n here, means that is a haploid cells are there. Now the meiotic division second will take place, then this one will again, that will be having 4 daughter cells are there, but all they have got n. That is meiotic second division. Right? Now then what will happen here? I told about 100 cells are there. Each cell will go for meiotic division of sporogenous tissue. It means all 4 cells that will be having, one is there, that will be giving 4 daughter cells we have got. In that, you know, 100 cells will be there. How many we have got now? 100 into 4, each cell will give 4 daughter cells. So 100 cell will give to 400 microspores in one sporangia, in one microsporangium. So we know about 4, means 400 will be here, 400 will be here, 400 here, 400 here. How many? 1600. So now then we have got in one this time, then if 100 cells are there in sporogenous tissue, so then we have got 1600 microspores after one meiotic division. Right? Only one meiotic division and each cell will give 4. Right? So now that cell which will go for meiotic division, which is going here, that is sporogenous tissue cells are there, that is also called PMC, or cell which goes for meiotic division, then it is called PMC or pollen mother cell. Pollen mother cell. Right? In short we call it PMC. pollen mother cell means they are producing pollen grain, right? So that's why it is called pollen mother cell. So these cells are spores tissue cells are PMC. They will go for meiotic division. Each cell will give that 4 daughter cells. So all cells are in that, all these are giving this one. When they have got number of, right, then it will be that line of descents are there. The groove like structure in anther, outer externally it can be seen. Now that will be rupture because of endothecium and all pollen grain will come out, right? Now then what will we just again we don't have male gamete. अभी हमें क्या मिला? Microspore. Microspore से we have got हमें मिला pollen grain. Now this pollen grain, that microspore, तो क्या microspore means microspore के बाद हमें क्या मिल गया? Pollen grain, right? So now then first plant body is there which will produce spores. You know that body, organism body which produce spore, that is called sporophyte, right? That is called sporophyte. So now then in microspore, it produced by plant body. Flowers are in plant body, angiosperm plant body. So now then the microspore produce, it means that plant body is sporophyte, right? Now then gametophyte which will produce gamete. After this pollen grain, gametes will be there. They will form gamete. It means pollen grain, what is there? That pollen grain is called gametophyte. What is it called? Gametophyte. Means pollen grain. In that pollen grain, pollen grain will further development of this pollen grain. Then we have got gamete, male gamete, right? And before that, this is called sporophyte because microspore are producing microspore is producing by the plant body. So now then plant body is angiosperm plant body is called sporophyte because they are producing a spore, or that spores are microspore. Right? Now that microspore further development of pollen grain will produce gamete, then it is called gametophyte. Class 11th is sporophytic dominant phase is sporophyte, gametophyte is for dominant phase. In bryophyte, in bryophyte sporophyte dominant phase, in pteridophyte gametophyte is a dominant phase. It means we will see here that those are producing a spore, that body is called sporophyte body. Those will produce gametes, that is called gametophyte. So then we can say here that is called pollen grain is also called male gametophyte. Male gametophyte. In the NCR and CBSE board, one question is there: draw a well-labeled structure of male gametophyte. So now the students will be getting confused for that. What is male gametophyte? So that gametophyte means male gametophyte means that pollen grain. You have to draw the structure of pollen grain which is given in your NCERT book also. Now again we will see that what will happen after this. Microspore, then pollen grain. After pollen grain what will be there, and microspore is also an haploid. Pollen grain will also be haploid and gamete will also be haploid. How it will be, just see here. Further development is there, and now then no meiotic will be there, only mitosis will take place because meiosis occurs only during the gamete formation and haploid chromosomes to make that a haploid. So now we will talk about this here pollen grain. First of all, the structure of pollen grain which will be coming out from this anther or from the microsporangia. So now that will be, again that is very precious because inside it, then they are going to divide and making it a male gamete. So it is very important. Again it is giving protection. So one protection is given by this. This is called intine, right? This is called intine. Two layers are there, and those two layers are, that one is called inner one is called intine, right? Now that intine is made up of, cellulose. This is called intine, and it is made up of cellulose and pectin, right? Cellulose and pectin. Now then again it will be again giving the high security. So then one more, and that very high security is given them, and that will be here outer covering. That outer covering special characters, number of times, frequently question asked. That will be high security provided by, this one is called AxGyn. This is called AxGyn. This AxGyn is made up of very hard, highly resistant substance. Highly resistant. That is called sporopollenin. Highly resistant. Highly resistant. It cannot be highly resistant. It cannot be destroyed by any enzyme, by any acids, by any alkali. Means it will be highly protected. This pollen grain highly protected. And here means कोई एंजाइम इसे ख़त्म नहीं कर सकता, डिजॉल्व नहीं कर सकता, कोई एसिड इसे किल नहीं कर सकता, कोई एल्कली इसे मार नहीं सकता. इट मीन्स इट कैन बी प्रिजर्व एज ए फॉसिल. Pollen grain will also be preserved like a fossil because that will be outer layer is a highly resistant layer. Only one space is there, some spaces are there, distant places. Now that where these will be absent. That is sporopollenin. Cellulose is intine is there, but that substance will be absent here. This place I have shown that one. Now that is called, this one is called germ pore. What is it called? Germ pore. Means here, you know that when the male gamete have to come for fertilize, it has to come to for the female reproductive part, and then there the fertilization will take place. So when that sporopollenin, when I say highly resistant, so it cannot be broken. It cannot be, means that inner gametes, male gamete is there, it cannot come out. So what is the use of that? The whole process is gone in vain. No use of that. Whatever we have done microsporogenesis, जब कुछ हुआ ही नहीं, it cannot come out, the fertilization will not be there. So now then that will be one place, and the frequent places are there where that sporopollenin is absent. Through that male gamete can come out. Right? This is the outer structure made up of intine and AxGyn. Those are giving security, or they are giving protection. Now then intine will also be helpful for the making pollen tube. We will see later on. Now here inside it, one nucleus is there. One nucleus that will be containing haploid, and one vacuoles are there, the cytoplasm is there, like this. This is the one pollen grain. That is a one pollen grain. Now then further development is going on here. So that will be going to the division. Then one division will take place, mitosis. So then we have got here the two cells are there. Right? Means that two cells are there, that will be, nucleus will be floating in that. One cell is called, this one is called vegetative cell, this is vacuole. This is called vegetative cell, and this one is called generative cell. Generative cell. Here this one two cell stage, this is a two cell stage. Two cells are there, one vegetative, other one is called generative. Most of the frequently near about 60% angiospermic plant, angiospermic plant, that they are shedding this gamete to the stigma in a female reproductive part. Means that time, means 60% plants are, in this condition, most of the angiospermic plants, they shed this pollen grain at this two cell stage. And when they will go to the stigma, suppose this one is stigma, and then pollen grain will come out. As soon as they will enter this stigma to style, now then they will further more division, and the two gametes are. This time only one gamete, generative cell, one gamete is there. And when it will go to the stigma, then they will again one more mitotic division will take place, and they have got two gametes are there. And two gametes they will fertilize, they will be responsible for double fertilization. So now then 60% will be occur in this stage, shedding of pollen grain to the female reproductive part. Near 40% angiospermic plants are there, those will be divided one more division. Then we have got here one more meiotic division will be take place, and then we have got two cells are there, two nuclei are there, and then those will be one by one that will go to female reproductive part. That is called three cell stage. That is of two cell stage, one vegetative and generative. Here three cell stage, one vegetative and two generative cells are there. So then 40% angiospermic plants, the pollination occurs at this stage, right? This is a male gametophyte. So then in your book that is given one by one, I have drawn only one. Then stepwise you can say first one pollen grain you will show, then second division one only two cell structure, then third one four cell. Before that, you know, four daughter cells are produced after one meiotic division. Those four cell division like this, they will attach with the फोर डॉटर सेल्स आर देयर. जो आपके बने थे ना, यहाँ पर दो बने, फिर यहाँ चार बने. दीज आर इंटरली कनेक्टेड विद द कनेक्टिव टिश्यू, राइट. पहले ये जो है एक साथ अटैच है फोर सेल्स में. नाउ दैट इज कॉल्ड टेट्राड कंडीशन, माइक्रोस्पोर टेट्राड कंडीशन. फोर आर देयर. अब उसमें से आपका ये वाला पोर्शन हमने यहाँ, अब धीरे धीरे अलग अलग हो जाएंगे. देन दैट विल बी लाइक दिस. तो दैट इज अ मेल गैमेटोफाइट. This pollen grain is called male gametophyte. Then gametes are there, two gametes are produced here in 40% angiospermic plant. Otherwise two cell stage is there, and that will be second gamete will form at the time of pollination. When they will pollinate in the stigma, then they will further divide to mitosis. So now this is about the that will be the microsporogenesis, what we have done till now. Floral organs, then we have seen male reproductive organs, then microsporogenesis, then male gametophyte, pollen grain, and after that we will start about the female reproductive organ, right. So the female reproductive organ, I will tell you that this one, female reproductive organ. Female, already you know about this, a very simple structure is there, and then class, since I think class 7th, you just in every class you are about, you know about these. Now that is, you know, that is a stigma, landing part of pollen grain, that is stylish, suraidar gardan. Now then bulging portion, this one, right. Now that is called stigma, this is called style, and this is called ovary, right. Stigma, style, ovary. That is a one pistil, also called pistil, or you can say pistil and you can say carpel. And when the group of these are, that is called gynoecium. Now this is landing part on which pollen grain will come out. The style, they are giving the passage for the pollen tube will arising, and through that male gamete will come down. So now then that will fuse in that ovary, right, and fusion will take, fertilization will take place here. First of all, we will see that these are, when only one pistil is there, only one pistil is there, this one. So that is called, that ovary is called monocarpellary, right, monocarpellary. When only one pistil, right. Mono means single, only one carpel is there, only one pistil, monocarpellary ovary. Now when more than one, then it is called more than one carpel is there, then that time it is called multicarpellary, right. Means here multicarpellary, many carpels are there. When the monocarpellary, only one pistil is there, you can say this one, it will occur in the, you know, that is a China rose or hibiscus plant. It is given in your NCERT book diagram. You can see that one. First one is given monocarpellary. Now the multicarpel, two types. In multicarpel, two types. One is called syncarpus. It is called syncarpus, and it is called apocarpus. Syn means fused. when multi-carbon number of carpels are there and they fuse together, means they all are, or carpels number of, they will producing female gamete. So now then they have to do the one work, so then unity, you can say unity is there, means all they are unite together, all they will perform function and then they will means jointly, और ये क्या कारण कि इनके बीच में क्या है affection, they will attach together, so that type is called all carpels are attached together, that is called syncarpus. But in that case apocarpus, when the more carpels are there but all they are not like, they don't like to each other, they will एक इधर को means that will be they are not united, they are free. So now that type of ovary is called apocarpus. In your book NCERT, that one diagram is given hibiscus, that is example of monocarpal ovary. When we talk about syncarpus, when they all fuse together, example है आपका papaver plant, right? Papaver है अफीम, you know that is morphines are produced in that. Now all carpels are fused together like this. These are the carpels and all they will fused, right? Now then apocarpus means all they are, means that will be all that will be separate. That example is given Michelia. They are not fused, they are free, right? Then that is example of papaver plant. Papaver is example. Michelia or Michelia, what can you pronounce it? Michelia also, Michelia also, that sometimes they pronounce it Michelia, some Michelia. Now then that will be example of hibiscus, China rose or gudal, right? That one, the three examples are given in NCERT book also, so you have to learn. Sometimes diagram they have in your board exam, diagrams will be there, you have to write the name, and the diagram or name is also given, but you have to type the what is it, what they indicate. They indicate syncarpus ovary. Here they are given that what diagram is there, which plant is there, and what they show. Then plant is Michelia. Now then they are showing apocarpus ovary. So now then this is about the female reproductive part. The next you will see female reproductive organs are there. We will see the female gametogenesis. Here female gametogenesis, the female gametes are called megaspore, or here we can say megasporogenesis. Right? We will start that one in next class. Okay, I hope then it time clear to you. And now if any problem is there, you will ask in the class, when a normal class will be there. Now then this time it is again recapping there, when we have done the flower, the reproductive organ, when we have seen floral organs are there. Then we will take the male reproductive organ and male reproductive male gametogenesis there, microsporogenesis. Then that is a female reproductive organ, and we have done that one. We will start from female gametogenesis, or it is also called megasporogenesis. Till now, okay, revise that from your book.